Welcome to Hopeful and Wholesome, the show where ambitious women come home to their bodies. I'm your host, Hope Pedraza, and I'm a functional practitioner, human design guide, and expert on all things energy, and your partner in decoding the language of your body. This is your space to reconnect with your body's wisdom, reclaim your energy, and rise into alignment in your health, your business, and your life. Because thriving isn't about pushing harder, it's about learning to listen deeper. So let's dive in because your next breakthrough starts right now. Hi friends, and welcome. This is part 1 of my 4-part series about the energy lab. And today we're talking about the body. And I want to start with this to give you something to think about where we're going to go in this conversation. Most people think that digestion is all about the stomach. It starts in the stomach, but it actually starts in the nervous system. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you're joining me live or catching the replay, you can give me a comment. And just know I'm sharing between 2 screens because I'm looking at Instagram and then I'm looking at Facebook. So that's where I'm diverting my attention, trying to talk to everybody here. And then, of course, you can also catch this on my podcast, the Hopeful and Wholesome podcast. So let's dive into this conversation. So in this series, I'm going to be breaking it down into 4 parts, the energy lab, or the energy experiment, where we're looking at kind of these 4 different aspects of our energy and where we can experiment to optimize that. Today, we're specifically talking about the body and how your hormones and digestion are affected by your nervous system and your nervous system's role in all of that. So let's talk about kind of the sciencey part of this. I love to tie in the science and the soul to everything. So I want to talk about that. So first, there's 2 main aspects of your nervous system, which you might know, and there's the rest and digest state, and then there's the fight or flight. So when you eat in a rushed or stressed state, your fight or flight or your sympathetic nervous system is going to be activated. So if your sympathetic nervous system is activated, this means that blood flow is now shunted away from your digestive organs. It's going to be moved towards your muscles and your brain, which means that things like stomach acid and bile flow and enzymes, like all of these things are reduced. So it's going to reduce your digestive capacity, slow down digestion. It's just not a priority when you're in that fight or flight state. So again, do we want to be in rest and digest, or do we want to be in fight or flight when we're eating our food? So it's not about the stomach. It's about the state that you're in when you're eating. Slow eating activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So it signals to your body that it's safe. It's a safety signal to your body. So if you take 60 seconds, just 60 seconds to take a few breaths and ground in to your body before you eat, this is going to signal to your body like, hey, I need to turn on digestive mode. Digestion mode starts now because I'm showing that it's safe in my body, and it's going to improve how your body is breaking down nutrients, how your body is absorbing nutrients. This all plays a part in your digestion. The other thing I want to mention is just about the benefits, the actual digestive benefits of being in this state, of being in this kind of neutral state in our nervous system when we're eating. So think about chewing, mindful eating, slowing down, the few breaths I was just talking about. Just the act of slowing down and chewing your food thoroughly triggers the right enzymes, your gastric juices, your pancreatic enzymes, your salivary enzymes. All of these things are crucial for breaking down carbs and protein and fat. Just by slowing down, you're helping activate these things. It's also going to help reduce bloating and reflux. And funny enough, I have a client who sent me a message the other day because we're working on digestion and she's been having some chronic bloating. And she mentioned this. She said, I actually decided that I would slow down eating. So I was really intentional and mindful about how I was eating. And then, when I got done, I kind of moved my body a little bit, and there was like little to no bloating. Like she saw the benefits in real time just from slowing down. Mindful eating is going to help regulate gastric emptying, which is going to reduce gas and bloating, right? It's going to make sure that everything's getting broken down adequately. The other benefit, the last benefit actually that I want to mention is that it improves gut motility. So how things are moving through your digestive system and the balance in your microbiome. So if you were feeling stressed during your meals, first of all, you're signaling stress, your cortisol levels, I'm going to talk about this in a second, but your cortisol levels are going to be activated. Higher cortisol means that your blood sugar is going to spike as well, because cortisol and blood sugar are going to go together. So this is already like there's inflammatory things going on in your body. Stress during meals also shifts your gut microbiome towards more inflammatory bacteria, dysbiosis, or the imbalance of good and bad gut bacteria. So it's going to signal more inflammatory bacteria. When we're able to relax and be in that rest and digest state that I was just talking about, this is going to support the quote unquote good bacteria, right? The good gut flora. This is going to tie into hormone metabolism, especially estrogen detox. And there's a specific marker that I test or that I measure in the GI map, the gut test that I do with my clients, that measures how well is your body detoxing estrogen. So it really does make a difference, and it all starts with the gut. Now, let's look at the hormone impact. A few things I want to mention here. Cortisol regulation, I mentioned that a second ago, but when you're eating in a stressed out state, it's going to spike cortisol. And this means that it's going to disrupt your blood sugar. It can cause things like cravings and anxious feelings. It can also cause things like lead to things like fat storage in the body. And so slowing down is going to lower cortisol. It's going to create more stable blood sugar as you eat and after you eat. And the other thing about sex hormones, let's talk about sex hormones. So estrogen, progesterone, metabolism rely heavily on the gut and on the liver. A lot of stuff happens in the gut and the liver with how your body is metabolizing your sex hormones like estrogen and progesterone. And so poor digestion means that you're going to have this sluggish estrogen clearance. Your body's not able to clear it out. So it can end up recirculating in the body, leading to an estrogen dominance, which can lead to things like PMS and weight gain and mood swings and all kinds of other symptoms because there's too much estrogen being recirculated in the body. And so when we slow down or we're more mindful and when we're eating, this is going to support that detox pathway. So we're able to detox our sex hormones better when we slow down while we're eating, right? Slower is better. There's actually this book called, I read this years and years ago, but it's always a good one to go back to. There's this book called The Slow Down Diet, and there's a lot of science to back up the benefits of literally slowing down when you're eating, because it's really fascinating if you want something to look at the science of this and how it all works, but it's called The Slow Down Diet. The last thing I want to talk about in terms of hormones are ghrelin and leptin. So these are the hunger satiety hormones. So the hormones that tell you when you're hungry, the hormones that tell you when you're full. And when you are eating slower, it's going to give your brain time to register fullness, which can take about 20 minutes. And studies show that people who eat more slowly can consume anywhere from 100 to 150 fewer calories naturally without having to restrict, because your body has time to register like, hey, I'm full. When we're eating too fast, your body doesn't know how to register that. And especially if we're eating, I talked about that cortisol spike. The cortisol is going to affect how your body is signaling those hunger satiety hormones. So we're just not able to register it as clearly. Like we don't kind of read the signals as clearly. So remember this. Digestion doesn't start in your stomach. Digestion starts in your nervous system. And so the quick win for you, the experiment I want you to play with today, and that's what each day I'm going to give you this little quick thing that you can go with. The quick thing I want you to go bring into your day today or whenever you're watching this is to pause before you eat. Take 3 slow breaths. Let your exhale be longer than your inhale. This is triggering your nervous system to slow down. And then eat. I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds like this is too easy. I know this sounds really lame and elementary, but I am telling you, the simple act of slowing down, taking a few intentional deep breaths triggers your nervous system to slow down. It signals that safety in your nervous system to say, hey, I'm going to eat. It's safe now to digest my food so that we're not in this hyper aroused state. And your body is not prioritizing digestion. Try this today. Try this before every meal today. Every meal, every snack, try it when you sit down to eat and just see what happens. I would love for you to experiment with this and let me know how it feels, how you feel in your body, in your digestion, especially if you're someone who deals with things like bloating and gas after you eat. See how this helps things. See how, not without doing anything else, see how this can help. So this is your experiment for today. I challenge you to do this every time you eat today, and maybe try it again tomorrow. And maybe you can keep up with this throughout the week and see what happens with your digestion, your hormones, your energy, how you feel when you eat, after you eat. And this is just one little experiment. And this is just an example, just a little snippet of what we're going to be doing inside the Becoming Her experiment, the Energy and Hormone Edition. So I created the Becoming Her experiment, and I decided to really get hyper specific with what we're addressing. So inside this specific edition that's going to start in September, we're focusing on energy and hormones. So we're going to layer things like I just talked about, this simple act of slowing down before you eat, with things like morning priming and cycle syncing and biorhythms. I'm going to teach you about biorhythms and what that means. And your body rhythms, your hormonal cycle, all these things so that your energy stays steady all day. So for those who listen to this live or you catch the replay, every day, not every day, but each part of this 4-part series, I'm going to give you a little magic word, and you are going to DM me that magic word. So when you sign up for the Becoming Her experiment, you get my secret bonus, which is not going to be a secret because I'm going to tell you what it is, but you're going to get a bonus hypnosis audio to help you along this experiment, this 30-day experiment. And so the secret word that you are listening for, if you are ready, are you listening? The secret word is hypno. That's the word, hypno. It's just a short one, short for hypnosis. If you DM me that word, if you're listening to this on Instagram, on Facebook, on the podcast, or email, if you're not on social media, you can email me that word. You will get access to that free bonus hypnosis audio when you sign up for the Becoming Her experiment. And if you sign up for the Becoming Her experiment before September 1st, then you are also going to get entered into a drawing to win a free 30-minute energy reboot session with me during the experiment, where I'm going to dive deep into your human design, into your energy, and figure out where the leaks are to really help you be able to optimize your energy, but also just optimize your experience in the Becoming Her experiment. So try this experiment out today. I'm going to be back tomorrow and then 2 next week for this 4-part series. So stay tuned for that. Let me know how you feel when you test out this little nugget, and I'll see you in the next one.